Yeah, I think we are on air now. Let's see about the sound. Let me to quickly confirm before I start talking. Yeah. All right, here it is. So we can start. Cool. So my name is Hightech. I am the host of this show, of course. This is my YouTube channel, and here I talk about what just happened in the cryptocurrency market recently, what I think about it regarding 11 years of my experience, and somewhere in between the lines, and explain what high-tech meme coin is and what you might be interested. So Jesus is king, and let's go. Let's go. Let's commence. Okay, you know what? Allow me to turn Telegram just so I don't get private messages. And yeah, if you have any questions, guys, let me know. You know what? This one I should actually, now when I think of it, this one I've done it wrong. So I've done it wrong because I should, on Rumble, I should paste it in. Now I cannot. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I should paste it in here. So we are live streaming. We are live streaming to 5 different platforms at once. And that's the cool part, of course. Yeah, okay, here it was unnecessary to do it like that. Okay, like this. All right. So yeah, we're live streaming to 5 platforms at once. It doesn't matter where you consume this content. Just, I don't know, ask me questions. If you have any doubts, I will help you to clear it out to understand the situation. To some, it could be slightly confusing, of course, but it all is quite simple. It's quite simple. There is really not much to it. For a second, somebody's writing me here. Okay, sorry for that. Somebody was attacking me here. So yeah, so the title of today's live stream is "This coin keeps pumping," and what coin am I even talking about? I'm talking about Trump coin. As you see, yeah, it had a little bit of a pump, and later it came down slightly, but now it went back up and even higher. So that's cool. That's super cool, considering that I'm in a trade on it. As you see, this trade is giving me plus 38% of profit so far. So that's juicy. Sorry, guys. Another someone just wrote me. I had to respond. I couldn't let it wait. So yeah, the market is moving upwards. I mean, yesterday we had a little bit of a dump on Bitcoin, but now it looks like it's all recovering. I mean, judging by the price action, it looks like it has that will, it has that impatience to go back up. That is what I expect, especially when we look, guys, at liquidation heat map. Look where most of liquidity is concentrated. I mean, definitely there is much more above the price rather than beneath the price, so that favorites greatly upward moves, and that's what I expect to see shortly. And it's Wednesday, so we are entering Friday. Slowly, we're getting closer to Friday, and Friday, I think you should bet on green. should bet on Friday turning really green. Why? Because not Friday, Thursday. Sorry, I said Friday. No, I meant Thursday. Sorry for that. Why is that so? Just because Thursdays recently decide which direction the rest of the week the market is going to go. And we had a long series of red Thursdays. So I think it's the highest time. It's literally the highest time to get a series of green Thursdays. Considering the month, the quarter, fourth quarter, the most bullish quarter, the month, November, the most, almost November, we are almost in November, the most bullish month statistically. So, yeah, I think that is the inclination you should have right now. Guys, share, like, and subscribe if you watch it live. Don't forget about that part. Super important. This channel grows. Without subscribers, it goes nowhere. We just crossed 100 subscribers just recently. It's 112. So that's super cool. But of course, we need more. My ambition is to take this YouTube channel to hundreds of thousands. And even though still, let's say, my commentary is not perfect, is not as good, but over time it will get there. It will get to that world level. So bear with me, stay with me, keep me company on this journey. And yeah, so here things are starting to look better. Yesterday upon this sell-off, I know you could get a little bit scared, but I was expecting a rebound sooner rather than later, and here it is. Here it arrived, and now expect us coming back up. And like I just demonstrated, the liquidity heat map, the way liquidity is distributed on derivatives exchanges, it highly suggests it will indeed happen. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. As you see, I keep track of it. If there is any chats, that's the meat and potatoes of this channel. The fact that we can have a conversation here in real time. I think that's one of the strong points of this YouTube channel, that this is not a static content. Every single let's say video is recorded live. So yeah, okay, let's take a look about CoinMarketCap and Crypto Fear and Greed Index, how this one has changed. Okay, it has grown a little bit since yesterday, 39, so that's significantly higher, but we are still in fear territory, not even in neutral. Altcoin season index is still very low, below 30, 28. And yesterday, on Tuesday, as you see, we had ETFs inflows on Bitcoin and Ethereum, marking second day in a row. So Monday, Tuesday, as of now, were giving us inflows on spot ETFs. So that's of course good, better than anything else. So cool. Let's take a look at S&P, SPY actually, because they're S&P 500 and SPY because here we have pre-market price. So as you may remember, yesterday upon closing we had a little bit of a sell-off on S&P 500, but as you see, pre-market price right now is very close to all-time high. So yeah, the TradFi keeps pushing up. It's not a coincidence apparently. The fact that Jerome Powell already said it, already said that they will lower rates even if inflation rises. Apparently, that makes TradFi very confident in that decision that you must escape from US dollar, because it will be nothing like an ice cube in the summer, and I don't really think that's far from the truth. They're probably right. So that is why, they just look around and almost in panic try to allocate their money into something. And the stock market, to many will appear as the most reasonable choice. But the more profit gets realized here, the more capital rotation we will see. Part of that capital rotation, of course, will hit the crypto market. And given that TradFi market is like 100 times bigger than the crypto market, we don't really need much, right? We need a small chunk of it to come over, and that will cause huge, immense bumps in our side of global finance before stablecoin adoption gets widely spread, right? Because once that happens, then it's game over, literally game over. Altcoins will go hyperbolic in a way we never seen before. So yeah, the biggest play of blockchain, we still have not seen it. It's still ahead of us. So that is why it's good to pay attention, because the rest, I mean, vast majority, of course they will miss it. They will miss it big time. That's the way it has to happen. That's the way it always have been happening, and you cannot help it. You cannot help the others but yourself. You can help yourself. Just pay attention. Subscribe to my channel. I will, keep you informed, keep you level-headed, let's say. With 11 years of experience, I already committed all of the mistakes that are to commit. So yeah, I definitely know how to recognize what is coming, right? Share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget about that part. So yeah, looks like we are going to have quite a good trading session in TradFi, so that favorites the recovery on Bitcoin chart, and therefore, of course, on altcoin chart as well, which is the others, right? And as you see, it's recovering quite nicely here. Here is actually, this recovery is already stronger than on Bitcoin chart. So much more visible. And yeah, be ready for a strong move up. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, here of course I'm counting on a strong rejection of this uptrend. I'm still leaning towards this thing rolling over here in one shape or the other. I don't know exactly how it's gonna look. This is going to continue higher and then roll over, but one thing is pretty apparent to me. It's pretty obvious that it will at some point go down, and we will take out this lower low here, and this local top with highest grade of probabilities is the last local top this high in Bitcoin's history. Probably we will not take it out anymore ever again. That's what I'm betting on. Why? Because Bitcoin's dominance has a zero trajectory over time. It will go down to zero. Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit surrealistic right now, and I'm not saying it's going to happen in a day or two or in a year or two. No, it could literally take decades, but it will happen after all, at the very end. We will be witnessing it. So that's why it's quite an easy thing to predict. to be honest. So yeah, I'm quite satisfied how my channels are growing. I mean, finally YouTube shows this YouTube channel to, let's say, world public. As you see, I'm getting views, something that before was not taking place. I mean, depending on the hours, some hours it goes really, really nice. Like for example, yesterday, I mean, no, not yesterday, it was today, but early morning, it went up to 150 views throughout the live stream. So I'm getting visibility on my Polish YouTube channel. It's much better. So yesterday I got like 600 views in 50 minutes of live streaming. So I decided I will start to contact exchanges and offer them, let's say, exposure on my channel. And that, of course, will affect my meme coin, because the only way they can gain exposure is if they buy it up here and they will tell me about it, right? Then I'll be saying here that this and this exchange, they bought up this and this much of high tech, right? And they have to burn it as well, so they don't dump it later on. So yeah, that is why be here before they get here, before they start to buy up this token. And you will find a link to his tutorial how to actually do it in the description section of this live stream. It's actually fairly simple. And this is a very small market just yet, so it has an amazing upside potential. It will grow immensely from here. So yeah, just so you know, because I'm waiting for. Initially, I was waiting for 1,000 subscribers on my Polish YouTube channel, but I've got 966. So like literally in few days I will get there anyway. So it makes no sense to wait for the exact number 1,000. Before those let's say support teams read my emails and such, I will already have that 1,000. So that's why I decided to act already on it. So yeah, I like the way it's going. is looking good. Is looking good. Don't let anybody fool you that the cycle is ending this year. It's not ending this year. I guarantee you that. This is one of the very, very few things I can guarantee you, that the cycle, it will not end this year. Even if we are about to see another correction, let's say, or even greater correction, especially on the Bitcoin market, because let's say on altcoin market probably will not see any greater one than the one that happened Friday 10th. If we are up for another correction, it will not be as big anymore. But even if we will see greater correction on Bitcoin, I bet my head, literally, that will still not be the end of the cycle. But since we already in those talks, the impression of general public is very strong that indeed this is over. This is over. You should sell everything and just go home and wait for at least another year or two. That is very convincing. It's very convincing. We don't need another correction. We are already in the required stage in order to continue, because it's actually the opposite what you could believe, meaning that the least people is in the market, the better it is for the bull market, not the other way around. And I know, let's say, intuitive would it will be much more intuitive to think that the more people is in the market, the more bullish it is. That's actually the other way around. That is why vast majority, they lose money here, because they understand things upside down. So we are literally satisfying all of the conditions necessary as of now already, necessary for a strong continuation of Bitcoin bull market and start of a bull market on altcoin, on the altcoin market. Finally, because the altcoin market, my God, it asked for a lot of time, a lot of time. So now is the month, now is the day, now is the hour. Share, like, and subscribe, guys. If you watch it live, don't forget about that part. If you've got any questions, then of course feel free to ask them. So let's take a look at KDA, because this is one of those coins that interests me. So this one, it went even lower. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, Binance is delisting it, since it suffered another sell-off. But it looks very attractive, to be honest. And how much was that? From here to here, under 40%. Oh my God, that's an amazing reduction. Yeah. This is one of those trades that get me interested. Let me see. Did I have any position on it? No, I didn't have any position on it. Ah, it looks juicy. It looks very juicy, to be honest. I want to trade this coin. I actually want to trade this coin when it cools off, when it finds a bottom. I think the pumps it will give will be absolutely amazing, because with just a little bit of recovery, it will make hundreds of percents. I mean, on the weekly, those hundreds of percents will not be really very impressive, because let's say, counting it from here, even you see, even the recovery until here, in the grand scheme of things, it will look like this, and this already makes a 700%, right? So that's why I'm sharpening my teeth for it. I think this can turn out to be one of the juiciest trades out there, or maybe even this cycle. Aside from high tech, because high tech has the greatest potential for growth, and I'm absolutely convinced it will absolutely explode within a year at most. So yeah, the link to how to get you some, you'll find in the description section of the live stream, and there you will hear everything, including the advice how much you should actually allocate, and so on. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin chart, and yeah, maybe the daily. The weekly doesn't really tell us much. Daily neither. The only information daily gives us is that we are sitting quite convincingly on these prices, that we are having support. There is demand, and yeah, randomly someone tries to sell off. Probably market maker is just liquidating longs, and that's it. Just making sure that the market is lightweight, and nobody accidental will benefit from it, because that's the job of the market, right? To make sure only few arrive to the top, right? Get to the top. Only very few. That's his job. That's his entire job. MDT is also one of my trades that is doing well, and I was showing it to you yesterday, right? Let me show it once more. Looks like this. It's plus 34% in profit, and as you see, it definitely looks like it wants to head higher. I have zero doubt it will head higher, because when we go over to the weekly, here it's even marked this. Where was the entry? It was in this one. It was exactly here, and as you see, it has plenty of room to even the nearest local high, right? Like to even reach the previous local high, that's 162%. So yeah, to give me at least a double, at least a plus 100%. And I expect easy 300% on this one. I'll be somewhat disappointed if it dies after just giving me one double. But that is highly unlikely to happen. Highly unlikely. Guys, share, like, and subscribe. And write me something in the live chat, even if it's just hi. That's good enough, let's say. I like when there is whatever kind of interaction in between this side of the screen and the other side of the screen. So don't forget. How long have I been live streaming? Oh, 26 minutes. Okay, not that long. So yeah, okay, let's take a look at my X timeline. Let's see what's new today. Fed is now expected to cut rates 3 more times this year per Polymarket. Okay. It doesn't really matter anymore because we already know they will be cutting rates and nothing will stop them. Jerome literally said it. He said it with these words. Nothing will stop the Fed from cutting rates. So, like, what other bets will you expect on Polymarket or Kalshi when he already said what they're about to do? Germany's most popular party, AfD, officially introduces motion to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve, the largest economy in Europe. Okay, interesting. Like I said, SBR, BR, so sovereign Bitcoin reserve, those narratives are very far from reaching a high saturation point. That's one of the reasons why I don't believe the cycle will end this year. It will be very, very weird. Germany's AfD party, okay, so this one we just read. US Treasury has exempted Ethereum from 15% corporate tax. Okay. Interesting. But you know what? Let's check it. Oh no, you cannot check it because there is no Grok icon here. Okay, let's copy it. And let's ask Grok. Is that true? Let's see. Let's confirm or deny. Grok will tell us. So we are asking Grok right now. For those that don't see it, because it's on the right side of the screen, in vertical mode, you may not see it. So Grok is researching here. No, the claim is misleading and not entirely accurate as stated. You see, that's why you must be very damn careful whenever you read anything on the damn X. Because those guys, they have no shame. They will push you any crap, down your throat and will feel no guilt about it whatsoever. US Treasury and IRS did not issue a specific exemptions targeting only Ethereum from the 15% corporate alternative minimum tax. Instead, on October 1st, the IRS released notice providing interim guidance that allows large corporations to disregard unrealized gains and losses on certain fair value items, including digital assets like cryptocurrencies. When calculating adjusted financial statement income for CAMT purposes. This applies broadly to crypto holdings that are measured at fair value in financial statements but not marked to market for regular income tax purposes. So you see it's slightly different. It's slightly different, but yeah. nowhere near as good as it has been mentioned here. Bitcoin junkies, Fed Jerome Powell admits Bitcoin is digital gold. Okay, it's old dish, very old dish. This interview was taken, I don't know, last year, something like that. Guys, share, like, and subscribe. Don't disappoint me. Somebody subscribe to the channel. Yes, here it is. I've got one subscription. So now it's 113 subscribers. One more and I'm happy. Breaking, Tom Lee predicts Bitcoin will crash to 55K. Yeah, at some point. At some point. Like, look, don't listen to those guys that tell you Bitcoin will not crash anymore. Because stock market crashes and you know, like Google crashes, Apple crashes, Tesla crashes, right? And they are still larger than Bitcoin. So they should be more stable with the sheer capital mass that they contain. Yet they also crash. So let alone Bitcoin. Of course it will crash at some point. Of course it will reach a high saturation, high redistribution point in which most of the people will feel, you know, nice warmth inside, thinking that you know now it will be all sunshine and rainbows, but without considering thinking about, okay, if everybody has it, who is buying, who is pushing the price, who is making the demand if everyone's has it, right? People don't analyze simple things. When there is high saturation point, when a certain asset reaches high saturation point in the market, it means everybody has it, nobody wants more, and the only way from now on is down. Because sooner or later somebody will have to sell, realize, let's say, a profit or a loss, simply because bills must get paid, right? And that is applying a selling pressure that makes more people panic, more people, you know, to think about their bills, right? Their debts that they have to pay off, and it becomes a snowball effect, right? And then it unfolds into a very large correction. It's fairly simple when you think about it. When you know, give it that, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes of thought experiment. It's really simple. So that's why, you know, considering how much how much more growth Bitcoin has ahead of it, we must consider where is the maximum saturation point, who can potentially still acquire Bitcoin, and who can potentially think it makes sense. And that's why I'm pointing to SBR reserve, SBR narrative and BR narrative, right? So sovereign Bitcoin reserve narrative and Bitcoin reserve narrative, right? Which are actually the same narrative but on different levels. So here we definitely have a lot of empty space, right? That must be filled in. So yeah, Bitcoin will go higher. I would be surprised if we don't see 150K per Bitcoin this very year. I'll be very surprised. Guys, don't forget about subscribing to the channel. Give it a like, of course, as well, because that helps this channel to be visible on the platform. Otherwise, nobody will really never know about it. Latest, Australia's financial regulator has released long-awaited crypto guidance. Says Bitcoin and some NFTs aren't financial products, while stablecoins, tokenized securities, and staking services are. Okay, that's interesting. What about meme coins? I know in United States, meme coins are deemed not to be securities. So yeah, that's why I will not be chased by DOJ, by SEC, and in consequence by DOJ. because high tech is a meme coin, so I'm safe. Meme coins are exempt from most of those regulations across the globe. I mean, what am I saying? European Union too. So in that sense, they are quite safe, let's say, for creators. Ah, you see, Bitcoin is pushing up. That's nice. Guys, share, like, and subscribe. And remember, I do live streams like this one every single day, most of the time twice a day. So yeah, it's quite unique. You can ask me in real time about advice. 11 years of experience in crypto trading, in crypto investing, and trading. Actually, mostly trading. So I can definitely give you some, some good word. Coinbiro, Justin, Deutsche Digital Assets, and Cyfellow to list a staked BitSensor Tau ETP on the Swiss exchange. I imagine ETP is something like ETF. I don't know what Tau is. I trade Tau. I mean, my systems trade Tau, but I don't know what that is. I've got no idea. But let me tell you, as a professional, you don't really need to know what's the narrative of a given coin. What you need to know about the coin is how volatile it is. If it's not volatile, then you should never even come close to it. If it has very nice volatility on both sides, so it crashes hugely, it pumps hugely, crashes hugely, those are the assets you want to navigate as a trader. How about Trump coin? The one that is in the title. Okay, this one does the opposite what Bitcoin does. But the special meaning behind what Trump coin is doing could be, I'm not saying it is because nobody really knows for sure, but could be that people close to Trump know something that is happening behind the curtains, and that's why they're betting on this coin, right? Because of course, I mean, who is the largest holders of Trump coin? Most probably, we are talking about people that are close to Trump, right? Hang out with Trump. So they have the insider knowledge, and when something is about to happen around cryptos, yeah, they will probably be buying it up because they will know that okay, this is an easy one, right? It's certain that if we buy it up now, things will get announced, this market will pump, and then we sell, right? So I think it could be treated as an indicator that front runs the rest of the market. So yeah, in current environment, in current conditions, of course, whenever Trump leaves the office, it will lose that quality. But as of today, I think it's not that silly to treat it as such. Guys, share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget about subscribing to the channel. I know it's easy. It's easy when you stumble upon a new YouTube channel. It's very easy to forget to subscribe. So that's why I'm reminding you. Crypto saving expert, billionaire Tim Draper says Bitcoin is going to 250 millions in the next 60 days. Tighten your seatbelt. That will be a little bit too fast. 250, I don't really think that will happen. 150, yes, as I already said, and as I keep saying on every single live stream, 250, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's not like it's impossible because crypto have already showed us many times that everything's possible here. But I think it's improbable. Stablecoin adoption is surging. This will be the space where the next wave of exponential startups and middlemen emerge. Yeah, I think the biggest news to us here is that barriers in between average Joe and his money and altcoins will completely collapse. Because average Joe will be able to invest in altcoins, meme coins and altcoins and whatever is out there from his banking app, right? He'll be able to invest in all of it from the position of his banking application. What as of now it's not as easy. Many banks will literally stop your freeze your transaction if you, let's say, send some cash to crypto exchanges. Oftentimes they will just block it. So those times are coming to an end, and that's the biggest deal breaker for all of us in a positive sense, of course. Bitcoin surges over 115,000. Justin, CoinShares launches Toncoin ETP. So that's probably something like an ETF. Breaking, Grayscale has officially launched the Grayscale Solana Trust. That was 1 hour ago, right? Giving investors direct exposure to Solana along with the staking rewards. Okay, so that's interesting because it's a trust with staking. That's cool. This is funny. This is my mom when she bought Bitcoin the first time, right? This one is funny. This is, of course, this is AI generated, not like 900,000 Bitcoin at the beginning of the 90s or something, because the graphic layout suggests it's like literally, I don't know, late 80s or early 90s, which is obviously impossible because Bitcoin first launched in 2009, 3rd of January, I think. The network was launched for the first time. So 3rd of January is Bitcoin's birthday. If you haven't known about it yet. Yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up. And I will be live streaming later today for sure. So that's why subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. Hopefully I will get a little bit more activity in the live chat because today nobody has written anything. So it's always a little bit boring to me whenever people are not interacting. I don't know, maybe you guys are at work or something. I to be this active, typing in the keyboard. So yeah, so don't forget to throw something at Hitech before things, heat up here, because I'll be contacting exchanges today/tomorrow and asking them if they are interested. Are they interested in any exposure on my YouTube channels? And if the answer is positive, of course they will have to buy it all up here, causing pumps. So be here before they arrive, so you can benefit from it. Yeah, the link to how to actually do it you will find in the description section of this live stream. It's very easy. It's a very easy 8-minute video, but mostly me talking and laughing. The instructions themselves, they take like 1 minute, not any longer. So it's very, very easy. Okay, guys. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you sometime later today. Cheers.